genre.
Hello, and welcome back to Rocky Minute. We're the daily podcast where we cover the movie Rocky 1 minute at a time. I am Doug Greenberg.
And I'm Jason Haynes.
And today we are knocking out minute 18. Ooh. It starts with Rocky whistling away as he works on opening his combination lock. Mm-hmm. And it ends with Rocky looking at a stuffed, bagged, and hanged.
Hung?
Hanged? Hung?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so Rocky tries the lock. Doesn't open. He looks at the locker number. And he tries again, nothing again. And he kind of flings the lock. He takes his hat off and pulls out a piece of paper.
This is so Rocky right here. Like, this is... Who stores their locker combination, a little piece of paper inside their hat?
In his head. And as we find out, it's been his locker for 6 years. So in 6 years, you can't remember your combination?
That you have to store it in your hat.
That you have to carry around a piece of paper just in case.
Think about this. He had a locker for 6 years. Unless he got a new lock at some point or whatever, this little piece of paper has been folded up in his hat for 6 years. God.
You know when you wear a hat and like the inside of it gets sweaty? Mm-hmm. If you have a piece of paper tucked in there...
I usually keep a feather in my hat. But no,
call it macaroni.
If this movie was filmed this day and age, he would have taken out his iPhone and went to his notes and found his combination. Where I have I'm criticizing the guy for a hat. All of my combinations are in my notes in my iPhone. And I'm criticizing him for keeping his hat.
Passwords,
everything's in there. Shopping list.
So again, he tries, after looking at the piece of paper, he tries again as he mouths the numbers. And he gets angry when it doesn't open. I so get this frustration. One time at work, you know, our friend and coworker TJ switched my lock with the guy next to me. He switched locks.
That's a great joke.
And so I went to open the lock and it wouldn't open. And like I behaved just like Rocky. I was like flinging the lock. I was getting angry because my lock wouldn't open.
My locker combination at work is one that it's ingrained in my head. And when I go to work and you mess it up or it doesn't open right away or something, I get angry. It took him three tries to get angry. I get angry immediately.
Yeah.
Or if I mess up, like if I'm going to a number and I stop at the wrong number and I realize I messed it up, I get angry. The locker's not opening is one of the most frustrating things in the world.
Yeah.
So I 3 times was a lot. I would have got angry after the first. It didn't open. But they have locks now with letters and their combinations of word. I have one for my gym locker. Like my combination's gum, G-U-M. Uh-oh. For those of you with larceny in your hearts, I'm not telling you what gym I go to. We have to edit that out so my stuff doesn't get stolen. I go. We have listeners. If next time I go to the gym, I come back and my stuff is all gone. But, so instead of remembering a number, you just remember a 3-letter word, and that opens up your locker.
And see, that would probably be easier. Gum. So Rocky just stands there and kind of glares at the locker. God knows what's going through his mind. He throws his combination paper in his pocket. He adjusts his hat. I love how he adjusts his hat before he pulls the fire extinguisher off the wall.
Right. Well, that's this is things are about to get real.
Yeah.
But why though? Why didn't he put the combination back in his hat, where he keeps it?
So you got to take the hat off again. It's just too many steps.
But he adjusts the hat. It would only take a couple more, like another second to take it up, put the combination back in there.
So he pulls the fire extinguisher off the wall and in one shot just blasts the lock off the locker.
A lot of anger in that shot, man.
Yeah, and it also very impulsive. Instead of trying to find out a solution to the problem, he did find a solution to the problem. Yeah. But rather than ask somebody about what the deal is, he just blows that locker. But there's a moment
before, like right here, when he's backing away from the locker, before he gets the fire extinguisher, the look on his face is almost like he knows that they gave the locker away, that somebody else has the locker. Like, it's not like if I went to work and I tried 3 times to open my locker, I probably would have ripped the entire row of lockers off the wall at this point. But I would be his look is like anger, like something,
like he knows,
like something's up. Yeah. Like if I tried 3 times with my locker and I couldn't, and I don't know where the fire extinguisher is at work, so I can't get to it. But my look would be of confusion. Like I'd be like, what why won't this open? Like, this is,
You would think TJ switch your
like
lock with somebody.
Like, it would either be confusion as to, like, is something wrong with me? Like, did I have a stroke last night? I don't remember this. Or something. Like, it wouldn't be anger right away. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, they gave my locker to a younger, faster, better employee. So he knows something. I think he knows what happened here.
The filmmaking part of this is interesting to me because from the shot of him walking in the locker, whistling away as he goes up to his locker, tries 3 times, pulls out the combination, pulls the fire extinguisher off the wall, knocks the lock off, and then opens his locker. It's all done in one shot. There's no cuts. Mm-hmm. So I wonder how many times they had to do that whole scene because, I mean, to use a fire extinguisher, to knock that off, it's a big fire extinguisher. So to get the coordination there, to get that off in one shot, I'm sure that there were takes where he didn't do that. Maybe swung and missed once or twice, but it's all one shot. It's a good,
Or do you think maybe it was set up already to break?
Possibly.
All right.
Who knows? We'll never know.
The reason I think he knew what was happening is he doesn't seem completely shocked when he opens a locker and it's not his stuff. If, like, again, we've spent a lot of time talking about our lockers at work. If I went to work and opened my locker and somebody else's stuff in it, like, I'd be like, what the? Like, I'd be like shocked. Like, I'd be like, what is going on here? Like, where's my stuff? He doesn't have that kind of reaction. Like, he doesn't look surprised at all.
I think he was expecting it. Did Mickey give him a warning?
And furthermore, if you smashed the lock and opened the locker and saw there wasn't your stuff, I would close it and look at the outside of the locker again. None of these lockers don't appear to have numbers on them, do they? I don't, looking through the other lockers, like, there's no numbers on. Yeah. Wouldn't you think, do I have the right locker? Like, there's just so many things that you don't see in here. Like, there's no surprise, do I have the right locker? He doesn't double check it. He doesn't act shocked when it's not his stuff. It makes me think he knew this was coming and that this happened.
Well, yeah. So he opens the locker and there's somebody else's stuff.
Clearly not his stuff.
Clearly not his stuff. There's pictures of other women on the locker door. Like he's been evicted. But I like when Mike drops a bucket to get Rocky's attention. Rocky spins around.
Mike looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he does. And I'm wondering how long was he standing there watching this play out. Like, how's he going to break it to him? Because it seems like he dropped the bucket to, like, get his attention.
He's been sitting there watching him.
You know what else I like? That Rocky's just standing there talking to Mike, still holding the fire extinguisher.
It's probably unsettling to Mike. Maybe that's why Mike was uncomfortable. Hey, Rock, before I tell you this, can you put down the fire extinguisher, please? which you have impeccable aim with.
So Rocky asks Mike whose stuff this is, and Mike tells him it's Dipper's stuff, and it ain't your locker no more. It's been in the locker for 6 years. Where's my stuff? And Mickey told Mike to bag it and hang it. And here we have the first mention of this Mickey. So Mike is, breaking the news to Rocky that he's been tossed out of his locker. The scene ends here, so we don't get to find out, at least today. You'll have to tune in tomorrow and find out. But I want to go to the script again. The dressing room is lined with dented lockers. Wooden benches stretch across the room. On the wall is a sign that reads, "No kissing." Rocky goes to his locker. He tries to open it but fails. He leans his ear against the lock and rolls the tumblers. Still, it does not open. He shakes the lock forcefully. No luck. Rocky is flustered and sits on a bench to ponder the situation. After a moment of deep thought, Rocky stands, seizes the bench, and smashes open the lock. Seizes the bench that time. Opening the doors, taken back when he sees a set of very flashy clothes.
That's something they left in. Like, when you look at what's in the locker, there's a bottle of cologne, his red boxing robe, his white boxing shoes, but there's just like purple scarf-looking satiny thing hanging here. Like, what is that?
Like an ascot?
Similar. And are these pictures, all the same women? Are these famous women? Are these Dipper's girls? Is this his wife? Like, who is this woman? Think Dipper's a player? Dipper?
I'd be willing to bet.
So go ahead, continue.
He sees a picture of several black girls taped on the inside of the door. Again, mentioned to race. Rocky continues, "These ain't my pictures." A short, powerful man of 35 enters. His hair looks like...
These ain't my pictures. Like, no kidding, right?
He's the, I think it's the Indiana Jones Minute guys call these Johnny Says What He Sees.
These ain't my pictures.
His hair looks like it's been shaped with hedge clippers. His name is Mike. "Yo, Mike, what's happening here? It ain't your locker no more. What are you talking about? It ain't my locker." Mike says, "Listen, I'm with you, but you got to talk to Mickey." All right, the bag and the hanging thing. Okay, now here's where it gets weird. Mike leans his head into the shower room. 2 Latin fighters are lathering up. One fighter says, "Hey, Peanut, give me some soap, man."
Maybe we were wrong about the no kissing sign.
Mike says, irate, he doesn't say irate. He is irate when he says, "Hey, nobody. Yeah, you, nobody. You don't call me Peanut." Fighter says, "Peanut, give me some soap." The fighters laugh. Inflamed, Mike removes a bar of soap from his pocket and hurls it at the insulting fighter. It hits just above the man's head. The fighters are shocked into silence. Mike turns and exits with Rocky. The fighters curse him loudly in Spanish. Why? What is the point of that?
Maybe in the script they were originally going to make Mikey, like, because he's so short, like the joke of the gym, like everybody picks on him, like pick on Mikey. And as a lot of short people, you have that Napoleon complex where you don't like that and you want to be tough. And, you know, what he should have done was take the bar soap out of his pocket, put it in a sock, and go in there and beat the hell out of him. You know, short people probably, I'm no tall glass of water, but I'm sure they don't enjoy it, wouldn't like being called Peanut.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just don't. Can't you have that exchange in a different scenario than
the shower?
I don't understand.
I don't know, but there's obviously a reason it was left out of the script. Maybe.
Well, listen, us here on the Rocky Minute are not homophobes by any means. You choose your lifestyle, you roll with it, but it's just a lot of things going on.
Especially for the 70s,
Yeah.
When the 70s, I'm sure people weren't, especially in the boxing world, that accommodating of that kind of thing. So, Who knows?
That's all I had for this minute.
Yeah, this was
late minute.
We're still in the thin minutes.
Yeah, not a lot going on. Most of that was that one silent shot of Rocky figuring out what's going on with his locker and knocking the lock off. So that took up the bulk of the minute. So if you want to continue the conversation with us, you can find us on Facebook at Rocky Minute. Join our listeners group, Mighty Mix. That's Micks. It's our listeners group.
They could have figured that out.
I lost my train of thought here. We're on Twitter at Rocky Minute, and you can find us and a dozen other minute-by-minute podcasts and other shows on duelinggenre.com.
Please visit, though, and we're not the experts on Rocky or anything else in the world. So,
yes.
If you have some insight on something, or you want to correct us on something, or you think we missed something, then please let us know.
All right.
If you want to come on the show?
Yeah. We have
talk about it.
Plenty of minutes left for guests to join us. I want to give a shout out to the pioneers of this whole thing, Pete and Alex from the Star Wars Minute. They got themselves a little empire now with, I don't even know how many minute-by-minute shows, and every day it seems that there's more and more popping up. So go to moviesbyminutes.com. There's a complete list. Yeah, so go check it out, all right?
All right, I will. Join
us tomorrow to continue on for minute 19, where we'll still have no guest.
Oh, how do you know?
I just have
a feeling. What if somebody calls tonight?
I have a feeling
they want to be on tomorrow's episode.
This is a feeling in my gut.
What about Jimmy? What was it? Gambini?
Oh yeah. Let's give him a call. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. The next Rocky Minute.